And here we go again. A new version just keeps on coming, and they even have a fix for a fix. But okay, today I'd like to go over a Rails tutorial, how to lay Rails, and I'll be using the previous version, which is 13.2. Although, okay, that didn't seem to work because the game is running, I guess. But let's just jump into my game. And if you'll take a look at your map, I started here. I can't see any stone fields in the area that I have explored, and there's very few and far between oil patches. We have one here, but there's a base here. How a concentration of them here. We have a good concentration of them, of the oil fields here. But when I played previously, it was, well, it was more, dispersed. And the only thing I changed, actually I can go ahead and show you. Map exchange string. We'll go new game. These are the settings that I used for it. I used 1985 as the seed, and only thing I changed about oil is I made it run out less. I made the enemy bases smaller, and everything else is pretty damn generic, right? But yeah, you don't need that. And I think the best way to get to these resources is by rail, right? So once you've done your exploring into, you've driven out into the wasteland, or so to speak, or into the unknown, and you made some tracks, and then you can lay tracks from inside the train, so it's faster, like this. And if you have robots, they can remove obstacles. You don't need to jump out of the train. They remove even the rock deposits like this. But that's a later game technique. But sooner or later you're gonna run out of rail, right? So the best way to do that, when you reach that point, the best thing to do is to send the train back to some station to load up on rails which you have prepared, right? And the way to do that, you need to turn the train around. And the easiest way I found is to make these knots in the rails or circles that you can just incorporate into your Rails network later when you decide that you're gonna make this a primary rail line or something, and you need to increase the output. You would transform it into a double rail, right? So starting from whatever point you finish that, you count like 2 positions, and the third one will be your rail. You can go ahead and connect it for the way back. Press Q once, it will cancel the rail, but it will not remove it from your hand. And to complete the circle, just make a curvy rail from here, preferably without this extra space. No, actually you can make 2 spaces, but we'll get to that. I'll make one, like 1 space apart. To complete the turn, the game would add like one space and then a curvy rail. But from the second piece, you can draw your circle very fast, and then you can connect your rail. For example, you find the curvy rail, you go 1 piece back, and then from here you can connect it The same from here. Find the curvy rail, you go one back, and then that should be your exit. And you can check that you've done it right by going to here, one space back, curvy rail, that they align. See, this exit aligns with that one. That means you've done it correctly. And it will, you know, if you do it like this consistently, it will make your tray, well, I mean, it will connect your rails no matter what, right? They will be aligned. So, for example, if you build a rail system on one side of the map, you know, and you later decide to connect them, and when you arrive at the destination, you find out that your one rail is here, and then the other rail is here, and then you need to somehow, you know, like, you need extra space to connect them like this, or like some weird way. But if you do it like this consistently, it will line up with your future rail projects. So just find your curvy rail, go one space back, and make another curvy rail, and the game will add the extra spaces. Yeah, I believe it's 3 spaces that the game adds. Let me remove the... Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. But to make the complete circle, you need to go from the middle one. And there you go. If you leave them like this, exposed, you can even put the rail signals on these parts, and here, on these parts. You can either leave them like this, you know, for the future, or you know, when you later have the blueprints, you know, it's just easier if you leave these things out. But if you're short on rail, you can always just whatever. And now if I order my train to go somewhere, I don't know where I should go, it just finds its way real easy. And you will, like this, you will always stay connected. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And also, you know, like, well, this rail layout is like for when you have the substation unlocked. But if you, well, train station. But if you need a train stop to load something in, load something in. Basically, this is the layout. The easiest way to do, well, I mean, you need a chest. No, the inserters will go here, and you know, because yeah, 2 spaces apart, because you need to fit an electric pole between the chests. You need this design, so you would go like this to design the station. You have something input belt here, and then you have no, actually now they've made changes to the size of the cabin, right? So that changes again. Oh man, so many things to consider. So I guess, could I do it? I would need to extend 1 space back and then do it underground. I guess that would be the only way. Oh yeah, if you want to be really finicky. See, I just wanted to order my train back. Station Charles. So, well, whatever. Didn't want time passed, but whatever. Let's see, so when it parks, yeah, it's out of sync again. Huh. Okay, then the new design would involve, because you need to fit an electric pole to power the, and you see if you put it here, it doesn't reach these inserters that will go here. So you need to somehow extend the station, change the design around. Oh, come on. So like this. And I'm using this these splitters to divide the stock evenly. Wait, they'll be out of sync. Need to put them like this. So that one goes there. So basically, there's one input, it gets split evenly in half, and then because it's 6 chests, that's the maximum that can load into. Actually, it doesn't reach these inserters. So I guess the only way is to have 5 chests or a substation. Oh no. Oh well. Yeah, so after fiddling around a bit, that's the only solution. You know, if you only have the normal well, medium electric poles, so you would add your chests one space away from the rail, then you would add actually I need to split the last one. Yep. Yes. Yeah, this is the most minimalistic design you can get, because we use these splitters to, you know, to somehow at least attempt to divide the load between these chests. The inserters are very fast, right? You know, as the game is currently, you're not like limited by how it used to be. You know, the fast inserter was the be all end all thing, but it takes one item from the belt and up to 5 items from the stack bonus. That's how it used to be. And actually this chest is not used. Yeah, either use a substation, but then again, if you use a substation, oh well, it can reach, I guess. If you plop it down here, it can reach anywhere. So then you can use 6 chests. Now, as it stands, you need to use 5 chests, and then you would need to reserve a space. For example, from your rail, you need 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Yeah, that's like, how many factory spaces is that? 2.5. So if you count your, you know, your space, 2 factories and a half, not a half, well, 1/2/3. That's how big your station is. So thanks for watching. I hope you found it useful. Actually, you need 1 extra space. to put something in, so that would make it, you know, like if you feed through through an underground belt. So for example, if your next rail is here, you know, then that would make it 3 factories and 1 space wide. Or in rails it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rail pieces apart. Thanks for watching.